Normally we start with an intro here, but no, I wanted to do a funny thing and it just didn't work. But anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to Truly Bedrock, Season 3. This is episode 33. Last episode, we spent some time above where I'm standing now, building some nano farms, and we will talk about those momentarily. But first, we have been mining. I got a bunch of iron, I got a bunch of copper, I got a little bit of gold as well. And I've managed to make myself some hoppers, and we've made some barrels, and we've done all kinds of things. And this thing is just cooking away. We've been chilling here in the base for a little while, just letting this smelt down. And we couldn't quite finish the nano farms up above because we didn't have the hoppers that we need. So at the end of the last episode, I noticed that these pumpkins were not being picked up. None of this stuff is actually being picked up at the moment because I have shut these guys off. We'll go ahead and turn this on and let some melons and pumpkins be collected while we're in the base. But we do need to remember to shut this off because we actually don't have the minecart in this little system here. It is missing completely. So luckily we have the means to make a minecart hopper now that we have a little bit of iron. We can also close this bad boy back in. We can go ahead and let this nether brick block just despawn. It's no big deal. And close this place up. And go ahead and start collecting the pumpkins. Just a little thing I noticed. I left these things running and we didn't really have too many issues leaving the base going back and forth. But eventually a minecart did disappear. I forgot to even hit record. I thought I did, but we just had a creeper right here. And I don't understand why. This area is very well lit up. Maybe it spawned over here somewhere? I honestly just don't know. It's annoying because as I've come up to the top side of the base here, I've actually run into two creepers. One, unfortunately, blew up some stuff, which is why I have a few items on my person, like nether brick and tinted glass. Or nether brick slabs, rather. So I don't know where these guys are spawning, but there was one down there that blew up right by where the minecart that we just placed in. And then I had one just over here on the other side that I happened to notice. And luckily, he didn't get us. But anyway, what I wanted to do is actually take and start placing in hoppers for these dispensers here that we talked about in the last episode. Now, we're going to have to kind of do an off-center thing like that. This one, luckily, is going to mirror that. We built this very specifically in the last episode for a reason. Now, I also know that there are millions of ways to do this much, much better. We could have villagers do it for us. We could do manual harvest with a fortune item and easily get tons of carrots and tons of potatoes, but honestly, that's not what we need. I can only trade with the Melons that are down below here so many times, right? So we just need a supply. We don't need a lot. Which is why I hit the wrong button there. I meant to hit that button. But that is why we built these farms the way we did. So, the other thing that I really want to do is I want to get hoppers facing into this location. And I think to do that, all we have to do is simply come in here, lower the redstone by a block, and then we should be able to just double hopper this guy like so. Perfect. So, my original plan, and we're going to go through this just a little bit, was to go ahead, pop open a shulker box, pull 9 stacks of bones out, craft it into bone meal, put it into another shulker box, and then move that shulker box sitting right here or here, so on and so forth, right? The other side of my brain went, why would you do that? You've got to move the items from here and put them into your inventory. Why don't we just set up like some barrels? We haven't used barrels for storage very much this season, and I honestly think it would look a lot better. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to set some barrels up here. I think it's going to look pretty cool. It might not. I don't know. But once we do this, we now have a place where we can come and dump a bunch of bone meal into the system. And just like the carrots and potatoes, we are going to do the same here. Hello? Oh. And I think for these, we're just going to do something like this. And I think we're going to also need to make a ladder going up, or something going up to there, because I can only reach this one. If we did... If we were to take... Just double slab it, because why not? Oh, my mouse is acting up again. Yep, we can get up here very, very nicely. So I went down to dump out my inventory, and I think these guys are spawning on the soul sand just like everything else, and I don't understand why. There is light, and technically soul sand is not even supposed to be a full block, so we should not have creepers, or any mob for that matter, spawning in here. Maybe you guys, the comment section that are smarter than me, can tell me why that's even happening. It doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, what I want to do now is let's go ahead and pull out a bunch of stacks of bones, and if my calculations are correct, this should just give us a ton of bone meal, provided we don't shift-click the white dye like we did last episode, right? And this should give us a full... 27 stacks of bone meal. I just clicked on something that I shouldn't have. There we go. We're good to go. So now, if we wanted to do this properly, we would come in here and put in some bone meal here. We would put in some bone meal in here. And then we will spin the rest of it going, or put the rest of it rather, going in here. Perfect. Now that this thing is fully loaded up, we can do that a bunch more times. The only drawback to this system here is I can't necessarily just pop in bone meal. Oh god, bedrock. Because then this system will actually start up, right? No, I'm wrong. No, I'm wrong. I have an on-off switch here to actually dispense it, so we can do that as well. So I'm going to spend some time taking a bunch of these bones and fighting with my mouse. And we are going to craft ourselves up just a ton of bone meal, hopefully not white dye, and get these farms going. Once we have them going, I can then sit with a rubber band around my mouse. We can stand up here and collect a bunch of stuff, and it's all going to work out rather nicely for us. As I said, we don't need a lot of potatoes and carrots, though I do want to get a Cheaty furnace set up so that we can start gathering ourselves some experience so that we can start healing some of our items that we've been using, and we don't have to go back and forth to Spawn Town. I go to Spawn Town frequently to buy stuff and check out the shops and things like that, but I really am trying to be self-sufficient out here in the tower. So that is the ultimate goal. But let me get some bone meal loaded up. Okay, so everything has been loaded with bone meal, and before you ask, yes, I crafted a bunch of white dye. Even after we talked about it and said don't do it, I still did it. And I still have 4 shulker boxes of bones. I have 3 full, and this one has 18 stacks. These 4 are completely empty, and this one's just kind of housing the excess that we have and the white dye that we made by accident, but I did go ahead and fill all of this up. It's all full. Everything's full all the way to the brim. We can run our farms and we can do our thing. So that's really, really nice. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put this stuff somewhere. Goodness gracious, I don't know what is going on with this mouse. I've tried everything. I might need to update the drivers. Could be something like that. Who knows? But Nonetheless, we have all of this stuff cleaned up, and the next thing that I want to do is set up a furnace, or a smoker rather, in this area here. And of course, let's get our stuff that we just dropped. And this is going to be more of the same of what we've got set up over here for the different nano farms. So if we do this properly, it's like the whole computer is lagging. And I don't know why. I think it has to do with hotels and all of that jazz. So bear with me. I do apologize. So let's see here. If we do, I think if we did like this, that could be where the chest is going to sit. And then what I think I'm going to do is actually put a hopper here and then a hopper above it so that we can bring the furnace up to the level of the dirt. So that means I am going to need to move probably these two shulker boxes here, which is fine. This is the one that doesn't have a bunch of stuff, and that one has a full shulker box. Now, I was going to say I need to run down to the basement and grab some iron, but I will just go ahead and utilize what we have here. Let's see. Sure, that'll be fine. 2 chests, please. 2 hoppers, please. And like I said, I think I'm going to do this and then place some stairs around it, very similar to what we have going on here. So I did jump downstairs because I do need a bit more iron to make a couple more hoppers. And this is what we've got. Okay, we've got 14, no, that's 13 stacks of iron plus what we've already used, which has been a stack and a bit. So we got plenty of iron, we got more copper. We will utilize that stuff in the near future. So here's where the mobs keep spawning. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Kill the creeper. And I honestly don't know why. It's nighttime? Where could they be spawning? I mean, this place is lit up better than any place. I don't get it. The other reason that I had to drop down to the basement was to get the smoker. Because we don't have that. We are going to have to use... I'm sorry, that's probably making some of you very dizzy. We'll try to do it a little more... Oh, what? Maybe up there is where he spawned? I don't know. But yes, the smoker is going to go like that, right? We are going to utilize that to our advantage. We are going to make another hopper. We are, of course, going to, let's see, we need to place one on top of the smoker and probably out the back. Would be the best. And then we are going to need... I guess the barrels will be fine. I actually made too many barrels. Because I can't count. Let's see. Let's grab that, and we'll grab this. A stone cutter. And a few pieces of nether brick. And I think that this will look fine. Something like this. Like I said, just so that this is at the same level as the dirt. And then... what do I want to do here? Let's do something like that. So that we can place the barrel facing that way. I think that would look the best. And one more barrel like so. Perfect. So now we can dump a bunch of items into here. We can let them be cooked. They will come down into here. And then We will need a lever, which I don't actually think I have any more of. Nope. I don't even have the cobblestone, maybe? Yes. We can make it. Perfect. And we're just going to place that guy right there. Nice. What we could do, if we grab our nether brick, is we could do 1, 2, 3 of these, and we could kind of hide this hopper. Something like that. I think that looks cool. I will potentially put a torch because weird things are happening. Can I do this? I can. Neat. All right. So there we go. There is our little Cheaty smoker. And once we get this area all cleaned up of all the junk that we've been kind of holding on to, this will look a lot better. But this area is going to be primarily for farming potatoes, farming all the different things. I guess I can get rid of the crafting table because I don't need it. I still need to clean out my inventory, but it's fine. Oh my goodness, this has been such a weird play time today. I do have 5 shulker boxes empty, so we can pull the bucket out and do that. Perfect. So what I need to do now, and I still have just enough barrels to do it, is probably go gather up a bunch of potatoes. This is going to work for trading with the Melons down there, but siphoning, 20-something stacks of potatoes through this thing, we're definitely going to want to go get some more. And so my plan is to replace all of the shulkers at the potato farm with barrels and snag up those shulker boxes because we don't need them over there anymore, and they're just kind of sitting there idle. So I'm going to go grab those, I'm going to go grab some potatoes, and I'll meet you back right here. Okay, before we run off to Spawn Town, I was checking what we have going on here, and it looks like I need to craft down some melons because we have quite a few of them, right? So, easy enough to craft these bad boys all down into a bunch of melons. And honestly, this is doing pretty good. That's a decent set of melons. And I looked over here at the pumpkins, and I don't know how this broke off and got collected. That's weird. I was running back up here to shut them off too before I left, so I don't know. And I did throw torches down in the corners because they were actually looking very dark. Bedrock, I don't know. We're still having the issues where a zombie spawned in here. How? This is a 1 block tall gap, and the only spawnable blocks are these. I don't know. Let's go get what we want, potatoes wise. So this is the yield from the potato farm. We got a shulker box worth plus a stack and 34. So doing the math at 28 stacks, we actually need 2 stacks and 22 blaze rods to smelt all of this. So I'm going to throw a few extra in there and go ahead and let these potatoes also smelt. This way we have just a little bit extra, and I know from the little bit that we were doing in the Cheaty furnace at the base that about a shulker box worth of items rolling through this thing will heal most of our items. From about where this netherite shovel is, it will definitely heal it, and from even less. I used it quite a bit when doing the Nether Hub project, so we can actually throw in the blaze rods and get this thing smelting. It is going to start cooking all of our potatoes and taking blaze rods as needed. The baked potatoes, honestly, we don't need. I think I've shown this before, but we have plenty of food in here. Inside this shulker box, we've got like 20 something stacks worth of um, beef. Things have been popping off and doing weird things. I'm sorry, I was mildly distracted. But anyway, we do have the beef option. And I have also been trading with the Melvins. I got a bunch of potatoes. I don't even need potatoes. And we do have some golden carrots, right? So I do believe it's this Melvin right here that gives us, yep, the golden carrot trade. So we've got that going for us. One nice thing about getting the sugarcane farm up and running is I can actually come over here and start trading paper with these guys for emeralds. But I do think that one thing we're going to need to do is get ourselves a couple of zombie villagers set up in these locations here and here so that we can cure them and get this trade down, because it's gone up quite a bit since last we did this. I mean, it's a discounted price. This is almost in half, but it's still not a great price. And this guy is going to trade books and stuff. I don't think I ended up getting a guy with a bookshelf trade, which is unfortunate. But a lot of these guys also trade ink. Interesting. Yeah. This guy trades glass, which is really good. I like that trade. These two are the glass bros. Oh, we got another one there for our mending guy. Yeah, I really should have gotten this before I even rolled any of these villagers, but it's fine. Oh, we can get lanterns from this guy? That's neat. That's cheaper than crafting them. Let's see. Yeah, nobody has a book trade, unfortunately, or a bookshelf trade, rather. Because of how we did this, that guy is also glass. This guy sells lanterns in glass, but a lot of them will take the ink sacks, which is pretty neat. So yeah, we're just going to let the pumpkins and melons despawn because I don't want to turn this system back on. But while this cooker is going, or smoker rather, and smelting down a bunch of potatoes, I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to craft up all of the iron and stuff that we have smelted, as well as put this shulker box away. So all of these light gray shulker boxes are extra shulker boxes that I'll probably take with me if ever I go do another AFK session at the Wither Skeleton Farm to get more blaze rods and coal and stuff like that. So I'm going to craft all this stuff up into blocks, get it into our chests. We're going to just kind of hang out here at the base until the furnace is ready for us. And yeah, we'll see what we end up with as far as materials as well. While we are AFK just kind of doing some things, I did make a bunch of paper. And I went around and traded with all of these villagers. As you can see, their paper trade has skyrocketed because of the trading that we have done. The Melvins are still doing okay. I haven't traded any carrots with this one, even though I have a few for him. And potatoes, same thing. But all of these villagers have a astronomical paper trade now. Jeez. So my eyes hurt. My eyes hurt and my brain hurts because villagers. Yep. So I came back down here to potentially trade more paper, and we have a bunch more sugarcane grown. And this Melvin was not linked to this workstation. He was linked to this one. This guy has either on either side, so he was working off of this workstation, so we had to re-roll these. And then I had to go through and pick up every single one of these lecterns and re-roll and reset down. That is why you see the nether brick fence, so that I can still get in here and trade with these guys as needed, but they can't get out. So yes, we have had to re-roll those trades It has been a nuisance, to say the least, and as a matter of fact, our axe is on our person. Now, you guys would have already seen in my inventory clicking through all of this stuff, but we actually have a stack of emeralds, which is really, really good, and we have more building up here. So we're gaining the emeralds that we want to be able to trade with these villagers as needed, but it's just a mild inconvenience on the fact that we had to re-roll everybody's trade. So I went ahead and let the bone meal completely empty out of this system. There is no more bone meal in here. We also had to move the timer, this guy right here. Before it was set up over here, and I had just the redstone dust right here, but it was not clicking. So we had to move it, put a repeater so this thing couldn't get backfed for whatever reason, and we have a ton of sugarcane. We have almost a double chest's worth there. We have just shy of a chest worth here, and we have a fair amount here. While all of that has been going on, I was also grinding out a little bit of carrots. We're probably going to roll through a bit more because this dispenser's still looking good. We have barely even ate into the sugarcane, and this thing is going. We got almost 9 stacks of potatoes gone through this system, and I'm very, 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 very happy with that whole deal. Now, I think what I'm going to do is potentially move the bone meal right in here. Something like this. So that we can come over and get the bone meal as needed. This system I probably won't run too many more times because I think we have a bunch of sugarcane produced. And as I said, we can grab some of these carrots and we can go trade with the Melvin down there, or we can collect more to have a nice little stockpile. Potatoes, haven't done anything with because we really don't need them. But with all of that being done, I'm going to probably just go AFK and let the smelter behind me do its thing, the smoker. And all of our stuff has been repaired from trading with the villagers. So really and honestly, I don't need the furnace at the moment. It is just a nice thing to actually have ready to go. So this is where we're going to end the episode. I'm out of time for today. I want to get this episode ready to release on Monday. We recorded this Saturday during the live stream day, and I may or may not have live streamed. It just really depends. I wasn't on the docket because I didn't really know where I was going to be, right? I didn't know if I was going to be at the job I'm currently at or if I was going to be in a completely different state. So we plan these things about a month or a couple weeks in advance at least, and I honestly didn't know where I was going to be this weekend. So yeah, we may step in for some other people depending on how things go tomorrow, which would be Sunday, which is actually yesterday for you. Mind blown. What? Anyway, I want to get this video done so that we can record Friday's video because I'm probably not going to have the time to record it transitioning from one project to another project, and by projects I mean actual work. So I got to get some recording done, right? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button. Leave a comment. Consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. If you haven't already, please go subscribe to the live streaming channel. As I said in the last video, if you don't want to watch the live streams, turn the notifications off. We're just trying to hit that 100 sub mark so that we can get a custom URL for that channel instead of the crazy one that is in the description down below. With that, be sure to check the description down below for all the different ways to follow me, including Twitter, Twitch, my Discord, Truly Bedrock Discord, Truly Bedrock website. There is also a link to all the other Truly Bedrock members' channels in the description down below. Go check them out. Send them some love from us over here on the island, in the tower. And thank you guys once again so much for watching. I will see you on the next one.